Hello everybody and welcome inside the Rockwall Sports Center Yellow Jacket Update. I'm Chris Curtis, joined by the host of the Yellow Jackets, Billy Clinton. We have two-time district champion Coach Webb joining us, and two-time district champion QB1 Will Reed joining us. Guys, thanks for joining us. I think, Coach, one of the big questions everybody wants to know is which Gatorade bath felt better, last year going 10-0 or this one winning district?
I'll tell you one thing that I pride myself on is always having eyes in the back of my head when it comes to a situation like that. They got me this year. It was a direct shot, and the worst part of it was about 30 minutes after the game, I was having some pain in my backside, and I realized that I had a pocket full of ice. That was it. Was the sort of the gift that keeps on giving.
How much planning went into that? Well, I know you and Luke were the main enforcers on that one.
Oh yeah, we got with our trainer, and he made us a bucket to pour on him, and then I felt the effects too. It got all over me as well. So.
And I'll say this: there are going to be ramifications. I've got a picture of Will and Luke doing that, so there'll be ramifications.
Oh, you know who did it? There we go.
There
might be some video posted later.
Very excited about Reed Rako starting this week. So that'll be good.
Will's going to be running some laps around the school, I think. But overall, guys, great, fantastic game for you guys. A big win against Tyler Lee. Kind of talk about what the keys to the game that were. Billy, you can chime in too as well, as far as you were calling the play-by-play. But dominating victory for you guys, once again claiming district for the second straight year.
I'll say this: we wanted to get off to a fast start, and we did. Offensively, I think we scored touchdowns on our first 9 possessions. We got some big stops early defensively. Tom Joanna's interception in the end zone on their first drive, that was a big play, and I think we just sort of took the life out of them in the first half.
Do you ever have any issues when you go to the second half? Obviously, the game is pretty much under control at halftime. Now you got to keep, the momentum and keep playing as hard as you did in the first half. When you have this big lead, is that a challenge that you have sometimes?
Well, maintaining the focus with the kids is always important when you have a big lead like that. And the scary thing was that Tyler Lee, they're so explosive offensively. We knew the game was not necessarily over with at that point in time. So, keeping focus was the entire message at halftime. Just making sure we come out and start in the second half the way we ended the first game.
Well, can you think back to when you started for this team in 2013? You were young, not really experienced. Now you're the crafty veteran leading an undefeated district team for the second straight year. We got one more game left, of course, to complete that mission. But talk about your journey as far as from when you and Coach Webb first got together, and now here you are now looking at a district championship again.
Yeah, it's night and day, I think. We have the best coaching staff, I think, in the state, and so having them guide me and just doing my job, working hard every day, it's got me to where I am right now, and I've got the players around me too, just getting in their hands and letting them make plays. And all 3 years, my O-line's been good, and so it's really just been me doing my job, doing my role, and good things come from it. So.
Of course, you're racking up some awards too. You've been on Channel 5, Channel 8. You got a TV deal coming up pretty soon here. My goodness.
Yeah, I would say I'm most nervous for this one, probably, maybe.
Nothing to worry about here. We're legitimate questions. Okay, let me say this to Coach Webb. I don't want to take all the credit, but when we were 0-3, I did mention to you need to call more touchdown plays, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then here we are, 6-3. So you're welcome.
Right. Well,
well, I guess is what I'm trying to get
thank
to.
you. I do appreciate that. We sat down that weekend, and
right.
I didn't mention that. I said we've got to score more touchdowns, and
right.
Only way you score more touchdowns is by calling more touchdown plays.
Right. So congratulations.
Thank you. Sorry. Appreciate it.
I got to give it to Billy as well. He told fans when we were 0-3 to lay off the panic button. It's going to be just fine. And here we are again. You have all those wins in a row now. Things are really starting to churn. Is this exactly where you want your football team to be at this point in time this season?
Sure. We always want to be playing our best this time of year, and it's just a matter of looking at the long haul. You're stacking good practice on top of good practice. You're stacking good game on top of good game. We add bells and whistles to the offense each week. We continue to get more fundamentally sound on defense each week. And in high school football, the early season games, they just don't matter. They really don't. And you want to win. You want to play your best, but it really is most important to just get better each week. And you're not going to play at an optimal level every week of the season, so why wouldn't you want it to be the end of the season where you're playing your best? And so we don't purposely go out early in the year and play bad football, but we do have a plan to build the machine as we go along, and we want to be playing our best this time of year, and we are right now.
I want to ask Will something. Something's changed in your game as far as the first 2 seasons you were the starter. You didn't run the ball that much. Mm-hmm. Now you run the ball a lot more, and it seems to have even opened up the offense anymore. Is that something that that you were conscious of, that you talked about, or is it just something that just happened and it's available? Did he make you run more? What was the situation there?
I'd say it's maybe a little bit of both. I mean, last year I really didn't need to run the ball. We had so many playmakers, but this year, whenever they called my number, I did the best I could, and it's been working out. So it's been good so far.
That's great. It's been fun to watch you, and it's been good. And it's it's another threat. They're obviously getting the touchdown this last week, and to tuck it and run a little bit like your brother. Your brother used to run a little bit more. So
yeah.
You're catching up a little bit.
I mess around with him a little bit about it, but it's funny. Yeah.
And of course, Coach, we have one more game, one more district game against Garland. They're fighting for their playoff lives at this point. You guys obviously want to spoil that party and go undefeated. So same plan as usual this week. We're still going to play a football game, hopefully on Friday night this week. But of course, same business as usual for you guys.
Yeah, the optimal word for us this week is momentum. We want to continue to build momentum, and we feel like every single game this year we've played better than we played the week before. We don't want to stop that now. So, there's nothing on the line for us as far as playoff seeding or district championship, but for the sake of momentum and the sake of continuing to build the culture of winning around here, we want to play well Friday night.
Talk a little bit about now that we're in the playoffs. You're district champion. We know we're having a home game for the first playoff game, which is it's been forever since I think teams had home games for the playoffs. Talk about the difference in that. We're playing Coppers Cove again. Last year you played Coppers Cove at McLean. Pretty good ball game. We Yellowjackets jump out to an early lead, and then they were just so the offense was just so good that they catch up. It was a back and forth game until the end, and then the Yellowjackets pulled away. Talk about the difference now of having Cove have to come all the way up here and play at Wilkerson Sanders. One more home game, one more game in front of the home crowd.
Well, it should be a huge advantage. That's a long drive, and I'm not sure that that's a great rule. I'm not sure that rule is going to stand beyond this year. But if I had a choice to play at home or play on the road in the first round, I'd much rather play at home. And for Cove, that's a 3-hour drive. I know it's a 3-hour drive because I just made it last Thursday night to go watch them play, and it's a long drive. So we certainly feel like it's going to be a definite home field advantage for us.
What's your thoughts then on? Obviously, you're not a big fan of that. It's kind of a reward for the team to be able to play at another stadium at a neutral site. Isn't that the case?
It is. But the reason that rule is in place is because it has gotten, with so many teams in the playoffs, it's gotten so difficult to find sites in the first round. That's why that rule is in place. But it's only for the first round. So we'll get the opportunity, hopefully, to play at some really nice venues if we're lucky enough to make it beyond the first round.
But it's the touchdown plays. That's what you got to keep doing.
Right.
Keep advancing.
And of course, Will, you are the captain of this team. You are QB1. Kind of tell me about what the mood is of this team right now as we go into this final game. Team's still focused, business as usual for you guys. I know the coaching staff is really installing that in your brains right now. But as far as looking ahead to Coppers Cove and that, are you guys still mainly focused on finishing up against Garland?
Yeah, for sure. One thing we always say around the locker room is we just want to go 1-0 this week. So it's just really one game at a time, and it's been the same way since the beginning of the season as it is now. So we're focused and ready to take care of business.
And then one thing that I think is very important as a graphic designer is who makes the decision on the uniform combos, the helmet, the jersey, all that stuff.
Well, it's a group text every Sunday between myself and the captains, and I send it out, and they send it back. They send back some ideas. There's occasionally some minor disagreement, but they'll all kind of work it out through text message, and by Sunday night, I'm able to tell our staff what we're going to wear.
I like some of the combos this year. It's been pretty good.
Well, I think we've played 9 games and had nine different combinations.
I think you're right. Yeah, exactly.
But I think we're out now. Mathematically, I'm not sure, but I think we're going to roll with a previously worn combo for this.
All right, and just another suggestion: use a combo that we won with.
Okay.
I think that may be
From here on out.
Yeah, exactly.
All the way to December.
Yeah, let's don't use the Trinity combo. Okay, let's don't do that one.
And of course, you can log on to www.rockwallisd.com. It's 7:30. It's at Williams Stadium. It's Rockwall versus Garland. One final district game. Rockwall looks to go undefeated in the district and go in with some major momentum into the playoffs. Any final thoughts, Billy, as far as this game on Friday?
I think it's just great that they have not lost a district game since 2013.
Absolutely.
That's just incredible to me that you've gone 2 years, because years before, like I said, it has been every year you're waiting that last game, you're waiting for other teams to lose so you can get in, and then you go for a 2-year period there where you go undefeated in district. So congratulations to both of y'all there and on the team, because that's just an incredible achievement.
Absolutely, you're putting Rockwall on the map football-wise. Absolutely. Any final thoughts, Coach and Will, your final game here as a senior for regular season district champs right here?
Oh man, I want to make it a good one, so come ready to play.
I just want to say, Will, I appreciate the compliment you gave earlier about us being a good coaching staff, but it doesn't get you out of the doghouse.
Still going to be running some laps later today. All right, you can join Billy and his crew. It's www.rockwallisd.com. Friday, one more playoff game, or one more district game. Then we're back here at Wilkerson Sanders for the playoffs. And don't forget, one final thing, Coach. JFND.
JFND.